I'm joined now by Cindy Hackelberg, who is the new Democratic Party candidate in the by-election that is scheduled for the 13th of February. Welcome, Cindy.
Thank you, Mark, for having me on your program today.
Thank you very much for joining us. You have, if I'm not mistaken, you ran in the last election under the NDP flag, did you not?
Yes, I ran.
So you're an experienced candidate. You know what you're doing.
Yes, I ran as the NDP candidate in the 2011 provincial election in Thornhill, and I'm proud to be running again for the NDP in this by-election.
And if I understand your bio, which I had a very quick look at on your website, which is cindyhackelbergndp.ca, you are a senior manager in the high-tech business and also a television journalist?
Yes. I work downtown in Toronto. I studied mathematics and computer science at the University of Waterloo, so I'm working in the high-tech industry as a senior project manager, but I also like to get involved in journalism, and I've been working for a program locally on Rogers TV called York Region Living, so it highlights community members and organizations within the community, and it shines a spotlight on those initiatives.
Cool. So why would you want to run for public office?
Well, I've always been interested in politics. I think it's something that runs in my blood. And I feel very strongly about the platform that the NDP has put forward. So when I had an opportunity to run a few years ago, I took that chance, and I've just gotten more involved over the years. I actually was elected as one of the members of the Ontario NDP executive, which works on the platform and policy for the party. So I guess the easiest answer is that I really want to make a difference to this province and to this community. I live in Thornhill with my husband. We love Thornhill, and it's a vibrant community, but there's lots that can be improved upon, and I'm a strong advocate, and I want to be that voice for this community.
I'm talking right now with Cindy Hackelberg. She is the new Democratic Party of Ontario candidate in the provincial by-election to be held on the 13th of February in Thornhill. Cindy, is there one issue in your community that you're really most passionate about, and what would that be?
It's hard to narrow it down to just one. There's a few, but the issue I guess that I would speak about first is transit. It's an important issue, and I understand the challenges that Thornhill residents face in this regard. I personally am a commuter who travels to Toronto for my job using public transit. And as far as I'm aware, I'm the only candidate in this by-election that uses public transportation to commute. So,
what are the challenges? You're coming downtown. I presume it's like, I think of congestion mostly. Most people think about it in the downtown Toronto thing, but I have been across the width and the height of the city, and it doesn't stop anywhere. And I imagine it's the same up in Thornhill.
No. I mean, driving downtown to Toronto is next to impossible. It's really hard, and the transit options are challenging as well. So I personally take the GO train, and I take it to and from Langstaff Station in Thornhill to Union downtown. And in fact, I was on the GO train traveling home to Thornhill during the Great Flood this past summer. So I know
snakes on your train?
Pardon me?
Were there snakes on your train?
Well, not on the particular car I was in, but I saw the tweets, and so it was a bit of a concern and a scare. But the issue with the train service is that it's very infrequent, especially at rush hour. So between 8 o'clock in the morning and 9:26 in the morning, busy times, there are no trains headed downtown to Union from Langstaff. And what's worse, in the evening from 5:30 o'clock to 6:45, there are no trains headed northbound to Langstaff. I mean, these are rush hour times. And if you look at other communities like Oakville or Hamilton or Scarborough, there are trains running every 10 to 20 minutes. But Thornhill doesn't have that frequency of service, and it's difficult. So, and in Thornhill, really, it's only 20 kilometers from Toronto, so it shouldn't be this difficult. But
can I get you to hold on just a second, Cindy? I'd like to keep you on the line. I'm going to come back to you, but we've just got some breaking news that I'm going to throw it over to Siobhan Morris from the newsroom.
This is breaking news.
Right now, though, I'm talking with Cindy Hackelberg, who is the Ontario New Democratic Party candidate in the by-election to be held February 13th in Thornhill. And Cindy, I'm glad that you were able to stick on with me for that. So we were talking a little bit about transit. We're talking a little bit about the challenges that your community faces. If you were elected as the new MPP for Thornhill, what are you going to do to help fix that problem?
Well, I think the first step is shedding a light on it. On top of that, the New Democrats are committed to improving and expanding transit and transportation. Ontario needs a plan that is balanced, a plan that's fair, and a plan that's effective.
And how would they finance that, the NDP?
Well, that's a very good question. If you look at what the government is currently looking at doing, which is reducing corporate taxes even further to 10%, as well as the NDP actually put forward, and in this past year was implemented, that the wealthiest people in the province are paying an additional 2% surtax, and the Liberals are actually looking at removing that as well. And
so you're looking at putting it onto the corporate side.
Right. And so for all of these things combined, that comes to, if we were to actually to implement those changes that they're looking at, that's going to come to $3.1 billion. And with that money, we could definitely be funding a better transit system.
I'm going to interrupt you one more time. I'm going to go to traffic here in a second, but I'm going to come back to you because I want to make sure you get equal time. And really basically ask you in terms of, sort of final pitch to the audience on why they should vote for you and not your competitors, okay?
Okay, terrific.
Thanks very much. It is 1:45.
You're listening to Mark Towhey on In-Depth Radio, NewsTalk 1010.
Welcome back. It is 1:47. I am talking with an extremely patient Cindy Hackelberg, who is the new Democratic Party candidate in the Thornhill riding. She is running to be your next MPP in Thornhill, if you live there, in the February 13th by-election. And she has been very patient. Thank you, Cindy, putting up with interruptions for breaking news and for traffic, because we got a little bit behind the curve there.
That's no problem at all.
Well, politics, you got to be flexible, and that's the live radio and news game too. So sort of last pitch to the audience, people out there, there will be a number of names on the ballot, and yours is among them. Why should I vote for you and not somebody else?
Well, what I bring to this by-election is not only my skills, my experience, my education, but my passion and my optimism. I truly believe that we can make things better for those living in Thornhill, and I have the energy and the drive and will be a strong advocate for this community. And what many people say when they meet me is that I've got spunk. So I believe for positive change to happen, it takes working together with people for people. And I'm here to listen to people's needs and concerns and bring that to Queen's Park. So whether it be healthcare concerns, which is another big one that I hear a lot, or the affordability of everyday life, there are concerns that are on Ontarians' minds and those in Thornhill, and I'm listening to them, and I want to be there for them, to be their advocate and represent this community in a positive way. So on February 13th, to vote for positive change, vote Cindy Hackelberg and the NDP.
Thank you very much, Cindy. I appreciate your patience, and I appreciate you taking the time to join us today. I know you've got a busy campaign.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Thank you very much.